What's up, family? It's your boy Sinnical. It's about that time we delve into another quick video guide. You already knew that though. On this next episode of Get Better Quick, we are analyzing the Arcane Mage. We'll go through rotations, talents, and gear. If you miss anything, please feel free to leave a question in the comments. Alright, enough horsing around, let's get started. Let's get started with the basics. Our rotation. Since we need to manage our mana in this turret spec, we need to break down our rotation into two phases, the burn phase and the conserve phase. We open with starting with our burn phase, and the opener looks like this. Pre-pot with a precast Arcane Blast, and if you're spec'd into charged up, well, it's about that time to hit that button. If not, keep pressing your big purple button until you hit 4 Arcane charges. Now it's time for the burst. Go ahead and throw down your Rune of Power, followed by Arcane Power, and lastly your trinkets and racials. Here comes the hard part. Press your Arcane Blast button to infinity and beyond. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Under very extreme circumstances, you can use clear casting procs during Arcane Power, but otherwise avoid hitting Arcane Missiles until after Arcane Power expires. If you're wondering about Presence of Mind, you want to use it when you have less than 2 seconds of either Arcane Power or Rune of Power remaining to squeeze in that last little burst. After our cooldowns expire, doesn't mean we're done burning. Drop that second Rune of Power, family, and keep that value burst going. Once you hit 0 mana, it is about that time to use Evocate and regain your mana pool. After feeling refreshed, we're going to continue to burn our mana until roughly 50%, and thus starting the conserve phase. The goal of the conserve phase is to keep our mana pool stagnant with a simple rotation until the next burn phase. The goal here is to keep our mana pool around 50% for maximum burnage, although if you are spec'd into overpowered, this number can be as low as 35%. The assumed order of our spells during this time is fairly simple. Arcane Blast 4 times, then Barrage to restart the ramp. If we are high on mana, for example over 60%, you can use a 5th Arcane Blast before dumping the charges with Barrage. Because of our first talent, Rule of Threes, this makes our 4th Arcane Blast free already, and we simply just use one full cast, full damage Arcane Blast for a tiny extra burst without wasting excess mana. Hold off on your Rune of Power and cooldowns until the next burn phase. Now if you plan on playing the spec for AoE fights or Mythic Plus because you're a fucking savage, here are 2 rotations to use. The first is our burst AoE rotation. You want to open with an Arcane Orb, followed by a Barrage immediately, then spam Arcane Explosion until 4 charges, and then Barrage again. This is great for burst, but can run you dry rather quickly. For more sustained AoE, again open with an Arcane Orb, followed by Barrage, Arcane Explosion until 4 charges, and use your free Arcane Blast from Rule of Threes to give yourself a little downtime to recover some mana. Then follow that up with a Barrage and rinse and repeat. Now taking a look at talents. These are fairly cookie cutter because the sims say so. Our single target talents are Rule of Threes, Rune of Power, Charged Up, Touch of the Magi, and Overpowered. Rune of Power is optimal, but you can run Incanter's Flow in certain circumstances. Also, the 30 and 75 talents are personal preference, but this is what I normally use. For AoE, this seems to be our go-to and recommended talents that other guides mention. Rule of Threes, Incanter's Flow, Resonance, Reverberate, and Arcane Orb. There isn't too much flexibility in these talents, although with some buffs or extreme circumstances, Nether Tempest and Supernova might see some play. Now finally we come to stats and gearing. With Arcane, all stats are very close. Int is king obviously, so with that being said, a general rule of thumb is if it's an item level increase, it's most likely an upgrade. The best way to figure it out for realsies and get your stat weights, I'll quickly show you how to use raid bot so you can do this yourself, because stats are a clusterfuck in WoW and completely change depending on what stats you already have. First thing first, be sure you have the Simcraft add-on installed to be able to pull your character stream in-game rather than waiting for the armory to update. After you have that installed in-game, type /simc to pop open the tab, copy everything here to your clipboard and head on over to raidbots.com. From here we're going to click the stat weight section, paste your string in the text box below. Be sure to have the simulation options set to patchwork, 1 boss, and 5 minutes for optimal single target simming action. After it's all said and done, smash that generate stat weights button. On this last page, you'll see the value of each stat for your character. Use these stats to determine what you should be aiming for on your own gear. Don't forget each new piece of gear you get will alter your stats, so you should be constantly simming your tune. And that does it. Please let me know if you have any other questions in the comments, and all links mentioned in this video, including a site that's going to show you your Azerite traits, will be left in the description. Click the subscribe button because you like me, and follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sinnical. Till next video, squad. See ya!